Next one is your environment versus your willpower. And this is so subtle, so subtle. So have you ever tried to do something in a place, like, have you ever tried to do a bit of work in an area of your house that you typically relax in, and you just find that you can't get into the zone? You can't get into the frame of mind to get busy. Well, that's because we respond to our environments. So in the place that's nice and calm, maybe somewhere where we relax, somewhere where we maybe feel sleepy, it's that environment's not conducive to you doing a workout there. So things that you could probably do there is meditate, yoga, stretching, going to sleep, reading a book, all great things to do there. Things that are probably not great there is opening up your laptop, trying to do some work, scattering your paper around, doing important tasks. It isn't there because there's a place or an environment in which you do those important things, and your response to your environment. And a great one that I always go back to is, the gym. So I know what my body responds when I'm in the environment in the gym, because it knows what it's supposed to do, because it goes in and the gym's got a certain smell and it's got a particular look, and there's things that I identify and recognize. And this is why your environment is, it triggers off things in your brain, because our brain takes in information and it says, what's going on here? What does this most look like? And it will run the previous responses of what it is that you did last time you were there. So see if you've been in the gym 100 times and you walk into the gym again, guess what pattern's going to run? I work out here. So that's why you want to tie what it is that you're doing to the environments that you're in, because that means that you're putting yourself at an edge, an advantage to doing it. And another thing where you can even amplify that further is, say for instance, you've got a work task to do and you need to focus for the next hour. Well, then get your phone out the way and put it out the way, or put the notifications off, or make a strict and hard rule that you're only using this for the particular things. There's no social media, no doom scrolling, no YouTube. Just get it out the way so that you can focus exactly on what you're doing, because that thing will distract you more than you can believe. So taking it out the way is giving yourself another feather in your cap. Another thing is, which is more common today than ever. I mean, when I started, my exploration of this, it was always about trying to find the knowledge. So the knowledge you could get in books, there would be seminars, and before really social media kicked off, there was like YouTube videos was like a kid biting, his brother's finger. That was like all that sort of stuff. There was nothing really informative on YouTube as such. So there's now, with the world of technology, there's an information overload. You're literally swimming in information, and some of it's good, some of it's exceptional, some of it is not so good, and some of it's just downright wrong. So you can have information overload. And if I think back to what it was like when I started, there was something called course junkies. And course junkies were people that would just do course after course after course after course. So we're learning all this knowledge, but weren't applying any of it. So it's important that when you do gain the knowledge, you don't want to get into analysis by paralysis, which is, I need more knowledge, I need more knowledge, I need more knowledge. I'm a great believer in get started, get rolling with an imperfect setup, because you'll be able to adapt as you go, because you'll get feedback from whatever it is that you're doing. If it needs tweaked, if it needs adjusted. And that is the greatest way. The greatest way to find out the perfect way to do it is by actually doing it. So get out there and get started. So here's another thing. Here's a question for you. When was the last time that you knew what you had to do, but you didn't do it? Have you ever asked yourself, why did I not do that? And I don't mean beat yourself up. I mean, actually analyze what happened. Say, why did I pick the other thing? Why did I pick the easy option? What was going on there? Do an audit and go, hey, look, how, you remember neuroplasticity? How can I shift this thought or this pattern or this behavior, and then maneuver it into a new pattern that's going to get me a better result? Because if you keep the outcome that you want in mind, then you're going to head towards the result that you want. So it's powerful to, it's a powerful way to find yourself actually starting to analyze what you're doing. And if you can start to look at yourself and change the way that you're approaching things and then keep tweaking them and improving them, that's where you're going to get a lot of the juice. That's where you're going to get a lot of the results. Okay, so what's the stuff that you can do? Right, here's what I would suggest doing is don't try and remold everything that you're doing. Start with something small. The very first thing that I would do is wake up and go to sleep at the same time every day. So there's some people out there that don't need to sleep a lot. There's some people that need to get a lot of sleep. And there's other people that sort of just, go with the flow. One of the greatest things that you can do is get in a rhythm. And what I would do is get your sleep pattern dialed in. Now, you don't need to get up at 4:30 a.m. If you can and you want to, great. But the reality is it's more about what you do when you get up rather than getting up at a particular time. So if you get up at 4:30 and you do absolutely nothing, it's completely pointless getting up at 4:30. If you're getting up at 4:30 and you decide that you're going to use the 3-hour window that you've got where no one contacts you to then get a lot of things done, listen to an Audible book, get an informative podcast on, do a block of writing, do a block of strategy, whatever it is that's your thing, and you want to be undisturbed and to be able to do it, then that is the way to take advantage of the early morning. Because the beauty of the early morning is you can actually do the things that you want to do. I'm a big fan of visualizing first thing in the morning. So visualizing things like, what would be a really good day today? What do I need to get done today? What result would I like to get by the end of the week? What can I change and adjust and adapt to get that result? What would the perfect week look like? If I went to the end of the week and had the most amazing week, how would I feel? So these are things that you can do where you visualize into the week, into later on in the day, where you're imagining what the perfect life would look like, the perfect result, the perfect outcome for you. And that way you're not distracted by other things. You're not getting up and just being reactive. You actually have a plan of what you want and how you want to get there. And that's the beauty of having your morning routine dialed in.